This will be my 70th video, and I found myself looking through my recordings trying to think of a theme or a message, and I took a look at my abandoned folder to see if there was anything salvageable in there. It turns out the folder is about the same size as my monthly diaries one, and I've had my fair share of disappointing growing attempts. Mistakes come with learning something new, and most of us are not experts in gardening or growing our own food. It's also really difficult seeing the success and harvest of others, especially on social media, while holding up your poor excuse for a carrot and thinking, what the hell am I doing wrong? It's too easy to become disheartened and putting the tools down forever like so many of us do with new hobbies and diets and stuff. So I thought I'd highlight a few of my mistakes over the past couple of years for a few reasons. 1, for transparency, I feel like you deserve that. 2, for learning purposes, we all need a bit of that. And 3, hopefully it'll encourage you to try again if you're disheartened, and none of us want you feeling that. Some of my attempts went wrong quickly, thankfully, though others took up to 20 weeks, which was harder to accept. But with every failure I learned something. If it likes to be sown outside, don't bother getting it started on a windowsill. I made this mistake with my broad beans, for example, which quickly rotted and had to be thrown away. Getting seedlings started indoors only really works if you have a sunny and warm windowsill, which it turns out I don't. So I got a cold frame, which also doubles up as a slug barrier for my seedlings. Follow the spacing guide. We all want to be able to grow hundreds of root crops in a small space, and I'm sure we've all tried. For me, it didn't work with anything. Plus, realistically, how many do you need? A couple of big carrots will do the job for a roast, soup or stew, but by trying to grow far too many, you'll be lucky to get even a few tiny ones, which won't be enough. So this coming year I'm going to grow much fewer but larger crops, and really think about how many I actually need. It was the same for my pumpkins and courgettes last year too. I had about 6 plants of each, where one would probably do. It's better to grow one well than many poorly, because next year you can grow more if you need to, with all the learnings of growing one successfully last year. Don't try to grow things out of season, it's not worth it. Grow something which suits this time of the year. I've done this one a lot, and I'm way too eager. It took 18 weeks to grow spring onions in the winter, and what a waste of space. I could have used that for cold-loving crops like kale or Swiss chard. Everything grows fastest in their ideal growing months. Find a sowing medium that works for you. Lots of my failed attempts were due to poor sowing, and haven't yet found a sowing mix that I'm happy with. This year I'm going to try and find what gives me the strongest seedlings, though that only goes part of the way, because you also need to practice watering or set up a self-watering system. I think this is the main cause of my failures. Most often the soil is too dry rather than too wet, so the plant doesn't grow deep roots quickly enough and it ends up stunted and weak. I've set up a sprinkler on a timer this year to try and help this. This goes hand in hand with the next one too. Check on everything you're growing daily if possible. If there's a problem, it's best tackled quickly. I often let weeds or grasses take root because I've left the plant on its own for a week, or I've forgotten to thin out crops or tackle pest damage. This year, I'm going to have my clippers and moisture tester on me each day and thin out, weed and water as I go. If there's a conclusion or message in this ramble, it should be this. Growing our own food should be fun, but failures set us back. Instead of feeling defeated by pests, the weather or our own mistakes, we can learn from them and try again. Just make sure the process brings you joy and you're not solely relying on the result. We can't become experienced in something without the failures. They don't feel great, no, but they do help us to learn. The good thing about being a gardener is, we always have next summer to look forward to. And I look forward to your growing disaster stories in the comments. Thank you for watching, and thank you so much for the support of my patrons. Here's a few other videos which you may be interested in. Happy growing!